Remarkable work, Miss Ross.
Thank you, Mr. Cosa. Old pieces often hold secrets. A good restory just listens.
Just like you, Miss Ross. Or should I say, my late fiancé's sister.
The room did not spin, it froze. He knew. Maybe from the necklace, maybe from my name, maybe from the first second I walked into his trap.
I have a proposition for you.
Evelyn Ross stared back. Elara Carlo was supposed to be dead, buried. Vito exhumed her with one sentence.
Please be anyone else.
He knows.
The necklace?
He bought it. He said my name, my real name.
You dropped the bait, my girl. The shark took it. Now you're in the water with him. What does he want?
A proposition. He's sending a car tomorrow.
I stood in my bright, sterile kitchen and heard my sister in his voice. My late fiancé's sister.
Then you will go. You wanted his attention, you have it. Now learn what game he is playing, because it is no longer yours.
No note. None needed. Welcome to the game.
Miss Ross, punctual. I value that. We'll begin with the collection in the East Wing.
He named painters, provenance, centuries, damaged relicraph, tarnished tiara. It was all terrifyingly normal.
My fiancée, Chiara. She had an eye for beauty. Like you. She had your eye for detail, but less fire. Hers was a gentler light. The tiara is in the next room. The enamel is flaking. I trust you can make it whole again?
The gala was a jewel box for powerful people and polished predators. I entered as Vito Cosa's shadow.
Stay close.
Vito, my boy, still collecting beautiful broken things, I see.
A pleasure. Your work on the Carlo sapphire was the talk of the spring auctions. Remarkable for someone with such a quiet past.
The work speaks for itself, Mr. Marone.
In our world, provenance is everything. Don't you agree, Vito? It's so important to know where something or someone truly comes from.
He never raised his voice. He didn't need to. Men like Luca used softness the way others used blades. An hour later, the whisper went digital. Mystery woman, vague records, no past before 5 years ago.
Pay no mind to these vultures, my dear. Talent like yours needs no pedigree. Some flowers bloom best in unknown soil.
His defense branded me more cleanly than an insult. Rootless, convenient, suspect. He just watched, not detached. Assessing, as if I were a market shift, not a woman being skinned alive under chandeliers.
You just stood there.
They were his words, not mine.
You let him humiliate me.
I needed to see whose weapon you were, now I know. Luca gave you something, didn't he? A piece of evidence, a trinket, a story, something that made you sure it was me.
The trinket was hidden where I kept discarded silver scraps, Chiaila's emerald earrings. The last thing I saw on her before the massacre. He kept them. He kept them. My father's custom setting. The scratch from the tiled floor. Real. Undeniably real. Luca's implication was simple. Vito kept Chiaila's earrings as a trophy. I swallowed that poison whole. The Sabbath stopped being strategy. It became justice.
Boss thought you might be working late.
He knew what I held, or guessed enough. And whatever he saw in my face, he didn't like it. Too late. Nico was a new variable, but the course was already set. It was bitter and cold.
Sit.
The Port Authority security feed shows a timing discrepancy. A 3-minute window created by a system override. That code was used once before to schedule platinum delivery to your studio supplier. A sophisticated and move clean, almost untraceable. Was it Grief, the other sister for you?
There's no difference.
Which master do you serve, Elara? The dead or your own reflection?
Boss! It's old man Salvi. The collateral, he was at the warehouse doing an independent audit. The thieves, he must have surprised them.
My vengeance had been made of ice and calculation. It did not crack. The rain soaked through my coat, my shoes, my skin. I felt none of it. I stood apart, because I had no right to stand with them. I was his murderer.
Was it worth it, Elara? How am I?
Something switched off inside me, not with pain, with finality, hatred, purpose, even love for the ghosts I carried.
Salvi. He came to me a week after you appeared, told me to protect you, that you were Chiara's heart walking around in a stranger's skin. I failed him too.
His study felt different when I walked in this time. Not safer, just clearer. I wasn't prey anymore. I was a weapon choosing its target.
Your proposal?
Luca gave me Chiara's earrings to point me at you. It worked. I acted. Salvi died. The shipment I sabotaged was overseen by Ricci. He's on your payroll, but his wife's medical bills are being paid from a caveman account funded by a Marone holding company 3 months ago.
You verified this?
Last night, Luca wanted your operation hit and wanted you to find the leak. A wedge. He's cleaning house and preparing the ground.
And you were his unwitting hammer.
I was. Now I propose I stop being unwitting.
Why?
Because the man I wanted to kill for 10 years stood in the rain at the grave of a man I actually killed and asked me if it was worth it. The man who murdered my family wouldn't have asked that. He would have given the eulogy. You didn't kill my family, did you?
No, I did not. I was too late to warn your father. The move against the Carlo family was already in motion. I tried to intercept. I failed. Luca's ambition was a fire. I couldn't put it out. I could only build a fire back.
Being too late makes you an accomplice.
Then let us be accomplices in the next act. Not of failure, of correction. The preliminary financials from the Swiss ledger. The patterns are conclusive.
Luca's invitation arrived on heavy cream cardstick. A private appraisal, a test dressed as patronage. I accepted.
So, the celebrated Miss Ross honors my humble collection. After the excitement of the gala, I feared you might be indisposed.
A minor tempest, Mr. Marone. It takes more than gossip to tarnish good metal.
This Amphia, the restorer in Milan claimed the crack was stable, but I have my doubts. What do you see?
You know, I warned Vito. A man in his position attaching himself to a woman with no past, it invites speculation, danger even. He sees a beautiful, broken thing and must fix it. It's his weakness. He did the same with poor Chiara. Look where that led.
Mr. Cosa is my patron. My work is my only concern.
Such delicate hands for such dangerous work. The world you're stepping into, it doesn't forgive mistakes.
I learned from watching masters, like you.
You're a clever girl. A survivor. I respect that.
Not the pottery, not the coins. The exact crest angle, the width of the band, the weight line on his knuckle. The target was acquired.
The Carnamane is the challenge, not the color, the flaws. A perfect copy must include the perfect imperfections.
The alloy for the ring is ready. Platinum, panium, period-accurate impurities from recycled watch gears. The patine recipe simulates 70 years of skin oils and pocket wear. The alloy is perfect. The patine, a century in a day. The stone will fool anyone but God. Remember, child, fire reveals the true nature of both gold and men. Tomorrow you apply the flame.
Tomorrow, one of us burns.
Yes.
Luca has moved. He's called a council of the Five Hamleys, and all Janal Hype, he's making his move to formally accuse me of destabilizing the Accords. Because of you, and the warehouse incident. He's forcing a vote of confidence.
We'll be ready.
And so, with a heavy heart, I must call for a review of leadership. For the good of all our families, stability must be restored.
These are serious words, Luca. You speak of proof?
The financial trails, the provocative actions, I have documented. An unknown woman appear and death follows. Salvi, a good man, is in the ground. This is the stability Vito offers?
Are you finished, Luca?
I am stating facts for the council, Vito, as is my right.
Then it is my right to present a fact. 10 years of grief, lies, and craftsmanship narrowed to one movement of his head.
What is this? A cheap parlor trick?
With the council's permission, I would like to play a recently discovered family artifact of the Carlo family.
This is a lie! A forgery! From this whore and her puppet! You think you can steal my seat with theatrics?
The only whore I see, Luca, is the one who sold his honor for my father's chair, who murdered a family for a percentage point, who built his fortune on the bones of children. And the FBI listening in? I believe they have some questions for you. Luca's downfall wasn't loud where it mattered. It was quiet doors closing, calls unanswered, allies leaving first.
It's done.
I know.
I've had your family's assets untangled from the legal morid. The Long Island estate, the holdings in Palermo, the remaining art collection, the Carlo fortune, what's left of it, is yours. The trust is in your name, Elara Carlo's name. It's stored.
Thank you.
The federal deal is sealed. Luca will die in a supermax. A new understanding with the other families is being negotiated. The city is stable. There is a place here, a real one. Not as a consultant or as
a partner in what, Vito? In running the machine that grinds people like my family into dust? In being the slightly more benevolent wolf?
It's the world we live in. I'm offering you a way to shape it, to protect what's left, to build something that isn't just surviving.
10 years surviving. I'm not sure I remember how to do anything else, and I know I don't want to learn from you.
What do you want, Elara? Name it. The money, the power, the name, it's yours. A clean slate, anything. Name it.
I want to not be Elara anymore. I want to not be the girl forged in that fire. I want to not be the weapon you tested and found worthy. I want to be someone who doesn't know what a blood fet smells like. And you can't give me that. No one can.
Evelyn.
Take care, Vito.
No slam, no scene. Just a man, his power, and the one thing it could never reclaim her.
choice is mine.
It felt different now. Not a trap, not a ghost, just a stone. A beautiful, complicated part of my history. I had work to do. The key opened a private vaulted in Midtown. Inside were no stacks of gold, just proof that my life had once been real. Some doors could stay closed a little longer now that I held the key. A normal life, a chosen life, that was the real inheritance. I thought of Vito then, not with longing, not with bitterness, a violent necessary storm. His regret was his to carry, not mine. The past isn't a prison, it's a foundation. For the first time, I knew exactly what to build on it. For the first time, I knew exactly what to build on it.